Hello everyone. Today's topic is motivation theories. So before going further, we have to analyze the meaning of motivation. So what is the meaning of motivation? Motivation is the internal or external driving force to do anything. It means it's a kind of encouragement for anybody to do some specific tasks to achieve their goals as well as objective. So we have various theories of motivation. Let's start with Maslow hierarchy of needs. In Maslow hierarchy needs, we have 5 levels. First level is physiological, second is safety and security, third one is belongingness and love, fourth one is self-esteem or status, last one is self-actualization. So this need hierarchy theory is given by Maslow. So this need hierarchy theory, Maslow theory, is based on the human needs, drawing chiefly on his clinical experience. He classified all human needs into a hierarchical manner from the lower to the higher order. In essence, he believed that once a given level of need is satisfied, it no longer serves to motivate man. Then the next higher level of need has to be activated in order to motivate the man. Maslow identified 5 levels in his need hierarchy as shown in the figure. So first one is physiological need. Physiological need is the very first step of this need. These needs are basically of human life and hence include the basic needs like food, clothing, shelter, air, water, and all the necessities of the life. So this is the very first step of the hierarchy need. Second one is safety need. Safety need, if you're talking about the income level, so income is a safety need for a human purpose. So after satisfying the physiological needs, the next needs felt are called safety and security needs. These needs find expression in such desire as economic security and protection from physical danger. Meeting these needs requires more money and hence the individual is prompted to work more. Like physiological needs, these become inactive once they are satisfied. So Maslow already discussed that once a need has been satisfied, so it's no longer been activated for a long term. So it means if we satisfied our physiological need, then physiological needs cannot satisfied for a longer term. So our next need is social need, that is third need. Man is a social being. He is therefore interested in social interaction, companionship, belonging, etc. It is this socializing and belongingness way individuals prefer to work in groups and especially older people go to work. It means a human is a social animal, so they need society, they need their belongingness, they need their friends to achieve their extra need in their life. So it means social need is very important for the living of a person. Fourth one is esteem need. So esteem, and last one is self-actualization need. These need are basically depending upon the bossy nature of the human being, and also these both the needs are based on the luxurious things of human being. So let's explain the esteem needs. These needs refer to self-esteem and self-respect. They include such needs which indicate self-confidence, achievement, competence, knowledge, and independence. The fulfillment of esteem needs leads to self-confidence, strength, and capability of being useful in the organization. However, inability to fulfill these needs result in feeling like inferiority, weakness, and helplessness. It means if the esteem needs have been achieved by any employee, so that employee has been fully focused upon their luxurious things. Last and fifth need is self-actualization. This level represents the culmination of all the lower, intermediate, and higher needs of human beings. In other words, the final step under the need hierarchy model is the need for self-actualization. This refers to the fulfillment The term self-actualization was coined by Carl Goldstein and means to become actualized in what one is potentially good at. In effect, self-actualization is the person's motivation to transfer perception of self into reality. According to Maslow, the human needs follow a defined sequence of domination. The second need does not arise until the first is reasonably satisfied, and the third need does not emerge until the first two needs have been reasonably satisfied, and goes on. The other side of the need hierarchy is that human needs are unlimited. However, Maslow's need hierarchy theory is not without its detractors. It means last and the final is self-actualization. In self-actualization, the human attain and achieve all the prioritized things in their life. So they already gain so much of amount of money, they also having their good economic condition as well. So they have lots of money to prioritize their all the basic necessities as well. So it means they already have their good house, good car, and family members with it. So our next and second theory is Herzberg's two-factor theory. So Herzberg identified the two factors among the employees in an organization. The first factor is job dissatisfaction, that means a hygiene. Second one is job satisfaction, that means a motivators. So in this diagram we have already shown that the first part is hygiene, that is job dissatisfaction means company policies and administrations. Second one is supervision. Third one is interpersonal relations. Next one is working conditions. Next, salary, status, and security. So these are the hygiene factor comes under in an organization that dissatisfy the job of the employee. On the other side, there is a motivator or job satisfaction factor. First one is achievement, second is recognition, third one is work itself, then responsibilities, advancement, and growth. So these all the factors comprise the motivation level of an employee. It means these are the satisfaction level of the employees. So our next and third theory is Max Greger X and Y theory. So X and Y, two factors. So let's identify the X factor first. X factor, first of all, people are by nature indolent. That is, they like to work as little as possible. Second is, people lack ambition, dislike responsibility, and prefer to be directed by others. Third one is, people are inherently self-centered and indifferent to organizational needs and goals. Fourth one is, people are generally gullible and not very sharp and bright. On the other side, theory Y assumes that people are not by nature passive or resistant to organizational goals. Second is, they want to assume responsibility. They want their organization to succeed. Fourth one is, people are capable of directing their own behavior. And the last one is, they have need for achievement. It means the theory X assumes that the people are not very satisfied from their jobs, as well as they are not ready to take any kind of responsibility. They are not very much ambition. They don't want to work under any circumstances. On the other side, theory Y assumes that the people are very responsible and they already do work in any condition as well, and their behavior is very positive towards their superior as well as their organization. So this is the end of the presentation. If you have any doubt, any query, you can ask me freely. Thank you so much.